What I want to talk about this morning is what is probably uppermost in all of our minds is the recent killings and the ruthless murders that have been going on of innocent people in this city. As you know, this started in November, and the latest was just this week. As president of the police commission, I've gotten numerous of calls pertaining to this. Most of them from the black community, which is up in arms about this killing. They know it's a very explosive situation, and they are and they are saying that there is nothing racist about this, even though all the murder victims have been white. I have had some calls from white people that have threatened to retaliate and so forth, but I don't go along with that. But what I want to emphasize at this time is that, on the whole, the black community is behind the police department, and they want these murders stopped. They want the murders to be caught as soon as possible, and we want to emphasize to the black community, because some of them must know or must have some identification of this murder. If you will take in mind that after each murder, a police car has been there within 2.5 to 3 minutes at the longest, yet they cannot get a clear description of the murderer. Some said he was walking, some say he's in a Cadillac, some say he is in a Valiant, and we have all sorts of descriptions. So what I want to urge on the black community today, that if any of them have any definite description of this nut that is going around shooting people, innocent people, that they will come forward to perhaps Rodney Williams, who is head of community relations, or call the homicide detail. We will do everything. We promise that we will keep their identity a secret and that they will not have any court appearance or anything. All we want to do is catch this murderer. And before he murders someone else, I hope that someone will come in with a clear, definitive description of this nut. That's all I can call it. Now, maybe if you have, I do want to say that of the 6 years I have been on the commission, that this is perhaps the greatest manhunt that we've instituted in this department. Perhaps every third man you touch on the street is a policeman, whether he's in uniform or in undercover or in regular outfit. So we are trying to cover every area of the city, although we know where he's concentrating most of the time, but it just so happened we haven't been there at the right time. If there's any questions I would like to ask.
I have a question, sir. In referring to him, you refer to him as a nut. You refer in the singular. Is it one or two killers?
We think,
nuts.
well, it's nuts. We think there are two killers. And we are also getting the opinion that they are alternating. One killer will kill 2 or 3, and the other one will kill 2 or 3.
Also, sir, how about the switching clothing? Are they alternating in their clothing?
I do not know whether they alternate in their clothing or whether they are dressed differently, and then this one will get out and do something at this corner, and the next one will get out and do something at the other corner. They might be alternating automobiles for all we know.
Commissioner, do you buy the theory that's been put out that this is some sort of secret ritual to get into a
No.
secret black sect?
No, I do not.
Why don't you buy that?
Because I have no reason to buy it, and I have never heard of such a sect.
Commissioner, would you say that you're getting less than adequate cooperation from the black community as a whole?
I would think so. On the whole, there's one murder which took place in this laundromat, and I think she was the only white person in this laundromat, and there were several blacks there, but yet we couldn't give a definitive description of the murderer.
Commissioner,
Any reason why? Can you theorize as to?
Perhaps they are frightened. That's what I'm pretty sure. They're frightened.
Commissioner, in all due respect, you say there's no racial, it's not a racist murder, but how can you possibly say that when, given the facts of all these cases?
Because I just don't feel that it's a racist thing. I think if we start hollering that it's a racist thing, this thing is going to explode. It's already very explosive at present time.
What?
Because a lot of the calls I have gotten, they were talking about retaliating and that they can kill 5 try 1 and so forth.
What can you say to those whites who feel that way and call you and tell you this?
All I can say is that we're doing all we can to catch this guy. We hope we will catch him soon.
Has there been any thought about a reward?
No.
Might it be?
I doubt that it will. No, All organized groups I've talked to, they are saying the same thing. They hope we can keep the race out of it so it will not become explosive.
How numerous
These-
are these calls?
All day long,
Beg your pardon?
practically all day long yesterday,
More than 100?
close to 100.
They'll help us solve this series of crimes. I'd like to correct one thing that this gentleman said, that they're only described as 2 blacks and they're not only...
There have been definite witness, but they will not come forward.
Can you enumerate on which occasions those were that might help?
One was the girl that was killed at the corner of the Visitor and Gary.
How many people were?
Well, one, I think, at least one.
On that case, there was one Chinese lady who was right close by and who fled, and we haven't been able to locate her.
Any other?
The latest in a series of mass murders was committed here, and police continue their investigations with very little to go on.
Come in, or I don't know what they've been told by our command, you know.
to let you in or not let you in or what, I don't think so.
They probably know more.
We've done the best we could by leaving this door open for you. That's
Yeah, we
all I know.
appreciate that.
It's not gonna be about.
The San Francisco Bay Area has been hit with another in a series of multiple murders. Stand by for on-camera bridge. In San Francisco, the largest manhunt in the city's history, dubbed Operation Zebra, continues to search for the killers of 4 persons who were shot down on the street on Monday night. President of the Police Commission, Dr. Washington Garner. Stand by for close. To add to the troubles of Bay Area police, a person or persons who calls himself Zodiac has made his presence known through a letter to a newspaper for the first time in over 3 years. The Zodiac claims to have killed 37 persons. The police acknowledge 6 deaths attributed to him, but wait a minute, cut. He claims to have killed 37 persons. The police acknowledge 6, but stand firm in the conviction there is no connection between Zodiac and the current rash of killings. This is Larry Whirl, San Francisco. You want to do the track here? The San Francisco Bay Area has been hit with another in a series of multiple murders. Oakland police are investigating the deaths of Clarence Bryant, his wife Ruth, both about 70, and Michael Moore, a young mortician trainee. All 3 were hacked to death in the Albert Brown mortuary. Officers say there was no motive for the savage killings and that there are no suspects. In San Francisco, the largest manhunt in the city's history, called Operation Zebra, seeks the killers of 4 persons who were shot down on the street Monday night. President of the Police Commission, Dr. Washington Garner. SOF Garner. Garner made a special appeal to area blacks. More SOF Garner. To add to the troubles of Bay Area police, a person who calls himself Zodiac has made his presence known through a letter to a newspaper for the first time in over 3 years. He claims to have killed 37 people. The police acknowledge 6, but stand firm in that there is no connection between Zodiac and the current rash of Bay Area murders. This is Larry Whirl, San Francisco. End of track. Editors, please note there is an on-camera bridge in between. End of track.